Hey there guys, welcome back to Wargaming Luke, and I'm fresh off of a full tournament day today. Drove a good hour to hour and quarter up to Derby to play in a tournament today at Boards and Swords, thanks to those guys. It was a really fun tournament day, and I came second as well out of 15 players, so happy with that. It was a great fun day, thanks to everybody for my games. So if I seem a bit drowsy and tired throughout this video, guys, I'm sorry, but I strive as always to bring you MCP news as soon as I can, and this is literally as soon as I could bring it to you. Could have dropped it tonight if feeling a bit tired, but I thought, you know what, let's give you guys the content, and so please do show your appreciation, guys. Throw a like on the video, and please do get chatting to me in the comments down below, of course. And we do have unfortunately leaked cards again. I don't know what's going on with these leaks and whatnot, but once it's been released, everybody's talking about it anyway, so I might as well do the review on the cards that we see here, including the 2 tactic cards that come with their set as well. So we're going to go through all of the cards here, guys. Again, much like the X-Men leaks, for some reason the injured sides of these cards haven't been leaked, but I think I've got a good idea what they're going to be like. There's even a card in here, by the way, for you Wolverine fans. Wolverine is on a tactics card in the set. He might still suck, unfortunately, for how good he really should be, but at least in this set he gets something new, right guys? Anyway, good stuff for Wolverine. We're all going to play him anyway, right? He's a great fun character to play. We all love Wolverine. But anyway, let's move on here to the cards and the review for these ladies, lovely ladies. Special thanks to our sponsors over at Board in Brum. Check them out for all your Marvel Crisis Protocol needs at fantastic discount prices, and be sure to check out their upcoming events, most of which I'll probably see you there too. Links can be found in the description below. Also, one thing I'd like to point out, in the last video, some people pointed out that on their belts, on their utility belts, on their kit there, they do have the X-Force logo, so kind of makes you think we're going to definitely get them an X-Force. I'd be shocked if we didn't anyway. Will we get them as part of normal X-Men? I don't think we necessarily will, but who knows. Definitely X-Force. And I'm still clinging on to hope here, guys, that we might get some sort of a Weapon X Wolverine affiliation. And I do have my reasons behind this when we get to the Wolverine's tactic card, so I will give you that in a bizzle. But we'll start off with X-23, Laura Kinney herself. She's a 3-threat model, guys, so kind of like a 3-threat Wolverine, really. 5 health, medium move, 2 height, 3/3/2 on her defenses there. Adamantium Slash for her builder attack, so range 2, 5, strength 5, so 5 dice, no power cost obviously, gain power for damage dealt. On a wild you cause bleed, and on a wild you also get Pierce, which is the one where you can change one of your opponent's defense die to a blank if they get a success, more or less. So really nice. Really nice builder, as you'd expect, I suppose, for a 3-threat, but the fact that you can pull off bleed and Pierce on a wild is very nice, and you should be building pretty well with that. The only thing I will get into the negatives about these characters. I don't think they're going to be all that much better than Wolverine, to be honest, with how well they're going to do. But we will get to that. Claw Rush, range 3, so a nice bit of range on that one, similar to kind of Wolverine. He's got that ranged attack, right? For his, I think it's his spender. So range 3, physical again, strength 6, so only 6 dice, but it costs 2 power. When this attack is resolved, after this attack is resolved, this character may advance medium. So a nice bit of extra movement there. These ladies really do like to move. And then on a wild, once again, you get Pierce. Not a bad builder. For an extra 2 power, you might as well upgrade the Adamantium Slash and get this one in. So not too bad, what you'd maybe expect for her kind of character. So, onto the superpowers. For 2 power, you can use a reactive superpower, Frenzy. If this character dazes or KOs an enemy character with an attack during its activation, this character may use this superpower. After the attack is resolved, this character advances short, then makes an Adamantium Slash attack. It can only be used once per turn. So, if you KO or daze an enemy, you can just get that short advance, maybe move over to another opponent, and then get in a free attack after that. So, pretty nice, actually. I do quite like that. And these girls are obviously very aggressive. You're going to be looking to use that quite often if you can, and maybe move yourself onto an objective with her as well. Might be quite nice. You're going to be up in your opponent's face anyway. Then you have Adamantium Skeleton. This is very similar to obviously Wolverine. When determining if this character can be thrown by an effect, or special rule, or when it is colliding with another character or a terrain feature, this character counts as size 3. Can be a bit of a negative, but we'll get into that later. Assassin training. This is a continuous superpower as well. This character may reroll 1 die in its attack or defense rolls. Nice, neat extra little thing there. And that, obviously, now that we look back at the builder attack and the spender attack, really does help out get you those wilds as well, to put bleed and pierce on all your enemies, on all your enemy models. So nice, I like the reroll there. And bear in mind, if you put her into X-Force and things as well, rerolls there. So I'm liking it. Big Sis, and this is something that both of these characters have. You want to keep them close, right? You want to keep them combining. And I love that. I've said this when the news broke, we were getting these two. I love how they're doing more of these characters that bounce off of each other, that have the relationships, right? If an allied Gabrielle Kinney, which is Honey Badger, within 3 of this character is damaged by an enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, this character may advance medium toward that character that damaged Gabrielle Kinney. This character may move only once per turn as a result of this superpower. It's not necessarily going to be the easiest one to remember, because it's your opponent damaging your ally within 3, so it's kind of like you have to kind of remember that, but it does allow you to push closer towards your opponent for hurting her sister, basically. So a nice neat little extra, very thematic of course. And then both of these cards have healing factor, much like Wolverine and Sabretooth do. Healing factor 2 for X-23, Laura Kinney. She can heal 2, I want to say, and this is super unprofessional of me doing this right now, healing factor I think is at the end of the activation for the character. So a nice little added extra there. So she'll heal 2 at the end of her activation. So very, very nice. I love that they're releasing more of these kind of models similar to Wolverine. Generally, really nice card. Looks like she'll be good fun to play along with her sister for sure. That's how you probably want to do this. And of course, fits nicely into X-Force. If she does get put into a new affiliation as well, will be exciting to see what happens with that, right? But anyway, let's move on to Honey Badger, and it's another 2 threat added to the game, so really nice to see that. And she's a very interesting model. So Gabrielle Kinney, the Honey Badger, she is still 5 health, but we'll get into why that is in a moment. Medium movement, 2 height, 3, 2, 2, so pretty poor defense there on her there, unfortunately. Claw Slash for her builder, again, it's 5 strength there, range 2, so 5 dice on that. Gaining power equal to damage dealt. And again, similar to X-23, on the wild you're giving out bleed, so nice. Definitely for a 2 threat model as well. So I think that's Hamstrung. Sorry guys, by the way, also the quality on these, of course, given that they're leaked, is slightly blurry. But this is the best quality we can get on these, given the photos that leaked. So Hamstrung, range 2, 5 dice, 3 power cost for the big blow attack. If this attack deals damage after this attack is resolved, the target character gains the slow and bleed special conditions. Not bad, not bad. For 3 power though, it's a lot. And a wild for elusive, after the attack is resolved, you may advance medium. And there's on averages you would hope to get a wild 1 in. I know it's 1 in 5 to be fair. I thought it was 6 there, so yeah, not amazing chance of getting a wild, but you'd hope to get one possibly there. Reactive superpower for 2 power, too dangerous to ignore. When an enemy character within 2 of this character targets another allied character with an attack, this character may use this superpower. This character becomes the target of the attack regardless of range and line of sight. So, we've seen things like Bodyguard on Captain America, on Luke Cage, on Okoye, where if you're within 2 of your ally, you can spend 2 power to bodyguard them. With Honey Badger's thing, it's slightly different. If you're within 2 of your opponent when they attack an ally, no matter how far away the ally are from you, you can then shield that ally because you're within 2 of the opponent attacking them. So it's a bit confusing, but I think both of these new characters are designed to be up front together in your opponent's face, and obviously Honey Badger can help guard as well. Ankle Biter, this is a continuous superpower for her. This character cannot contest, interact with, or hold objective tokens. Additionally, when an enemy character within 1 of this character is attacked by another allied character, the enemy character rolled 1 less defense die. So very similar card to the likes of Nebula, right? So for Guardians of the Galaxy, she's 2 threat level, and she doesn't get to hold or contest objectives. So very similar to that. That's why her kind of health is so high. That's why she's got good builder and good second attack, spender attack. But unlike Nebula, or at least I don't think Nebula gets anything like this, in addition to that she does though make your opponent roll 1 less defense die when you're attacking them, which is pretty neat. That's pretty cool, to be fair, because you're gonna have her right in your opponent's face anyway, so you might as well have her up there, even though she can't hold objectives, which we will go on to in a moment with the tactic card we're going to look at. She can though make them roll 1 less defense die, which is quite strong actually. I quite like the idea of that. It's pretty cool, I think. And then last of all here, Little Sis. See, that shows I can't really read the card from how blurry it is. So Little Sis. If an allied Laura Kinney within 3 of this character is damaged by an enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, this character may advance medium toward the character that damaged Laura Kinney. This character may move only once per turn as a result of that superpower. So again, with her little sister, X-23, she can do the same thing, move towards her opponent if her sister gets attacked. So pretty cool. Again, helps you get closer to your opponent to use your attacks and your superpowers that these girls want to be using. Again, she has healing factor. I thought this wouldn't actually really matter on her with her being a 2 threat, but she does have 5 health, which is good for a 2 threat. So the healing factor of 1, again, at the end of her activation, she will heal 1. And again, guys, I'm pretty sure it's at the end and not at the beginning, but I could be wrong there. I don't really use healing factor very much. So that's Honey Badger. Just to give a summary on both of these cards, guys, as to what I think, just very quickly. The defenses are what I think's going to let them down again, because they don't have anything to buff their defenses, and the thing with Wolverine is his Mystic is awful, and most teams nowadays you can throw a Mystic character in there just to deal with characters like this. And especially as the way these girls are looking, and the likes of Wolverine and the tactics cards in this thing, you are going to want to take these together to get the most out of them anyway. And if you're going to be taking these 2 together and then throwing Wolverine in there as well, you can easily just target these girls and the likes of Wolverine with Mystic attacks, and they will go down like that. And the only thing I will say is we don't have these cards' injured sides. If you've seen Wolverine's injured side, you'll know that his injured side is what really lets him down for a 4 threat. I'm not saying that these girls are going to be the same, but if they're anything like Wolverine, they've got healing factor on the other side, injured, they really go downhill. Like, defenses get worse, superpowers could even get worse. We don't have them yet, so we can't say for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if they get slightly worse on the other side as well, if not much worse. So yeah, I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. But if you take lots of healing and whatnot, maybe some obviously like field dressings are must with these girls, and the likes of Wolverine, Sabretooth, so that they can just heal it back up when they activate. Yeah, other than that, guys, let me know your thoughts on the 2 girls there. Also, whether you still think we might get a Weapon X program affiliation, maybe like a Wolverine-esque affiliation. I think that may still be a thing on the cards, and we're going to go into now why I think that might be the case with the tactic cards. First of all, let's look at the first tactic card, which is Jonathan the Unstoppable. He is a character from the comics, and is actually, somebody pointed out in the last video, is actually a Wolverine himself, but he is literally a Wolverine animal. Like, he is the beast in the beast form of a Wolverine, which is pretty neat, but I guess they're kind of a type of bear, right? So there you go. Pretty cool. He's made his way onto a tactic card, but also kind of a character in play with a token. So here we go. Basically, if you take Honey Badger, you maybe want to take this as well. It's very thematic. So Honey Badger may spend 2 power to play this card, place a Jonathan token within one of this character. While this Jonathan token is in play, it contests subjective tokens as if it were an injured allied character. If an enemy character ends a movement within one of this token, remove it from the battlefield. During the cleanup phase, if an allied Honey Badger is on the battlefield and there is no allied Jonathan token on the battlefield, you can return the card to your hand to use next turn or whenever you want to. It's not amazing, but I think it's quite neat, because obviously Honey Badger can't contest, right? She can't contest objectives, but Jonathan the Unstoppable token can do this for her. And obviously if somebody moves onto it, then you can kind of get it back anyway. So you can just try again. If you take this card with her, you probably want to leave her as late as possible in the turn, move her in, attack your opponent, maybe even try and daze your opponent or KO them. Then, even though you can't contest the objective you're on, you've dazed your opponent or KO'd them, so then you can throw out Jonathan within one of you, he can test the objective for you, you then grab that objective. So, it's pretty neat. Obviously, it does take up one of your 5 objective cards, though, in your squad for that game, which is quite big. Don't underestimate how big it is to have to take a card, but I think it's a pretty neat card. It's very thematic, it's very fun. I like that we've seen Jonathan make an appearance here in some shape or form, and I think it just gives Honey Badger even more meaning there. And like I say, especially if we end up getting some sort of a specific affiliation for these lovely ladies, and of course Wolverine himself, Sabretooth, etc., then this obviously becomes an even better card to take, maybe, if you're taking Honey Badger. Definitely. So let me know what you think of that one, guys. But the last one, and the pièce de résistance, as I like to say, is the card Wolverines. And this is the one that Wolverine makes an appearance on. And I obviously want to point out here that it is... it's unaffiliated again, Wolverines. It involves James Logan Howlett and Laura Kinney may spend 3 power each to play this card. Obviously, James Logan Howlett is, as you'll notice on your Wolverine card, is his alter ego. His civilian name, you could say. And the reason I just wanted to point out, we'll read the card and I'll go into it after. While James Logan Howlett and Laura Kinney are within 2 of each other, they cannot be pushed or thrown, nice, by enemy effects. They may re-roll any number of attack dice, and after an attack targeting either of them is resolved, the attacking character suffers 1 damage. If it did not daze or KO the target character, this effect lasts until the end of the round. Pretty nice. Expensive, but pretty nice. So if you can, you'd expect these guys to rack up the power quick, right? Because they're very aggressive. So it's something you can definitely spend the power on with these two. It makes them really hardy in the middle of the field to maybe hold an objective down. Makes you maybe want to play something like Research Station as an objective for these, so that you can, you just sit on that objective, play this, and you're not getting moved anywhere. So I really like the idea of this card. Very thematic again. It's fairly situational, obviously, but you could say that you don't have to be in range of them each other. You just need them alive and need them to have the power. So it's not. I don't think it's too bad. Right, getting down to the James Logan Howlett thing that I was pointing out. They haven't put Wolverine on this card. They've put his name. Now, okay, you could say a lot of the more recent cards have just been using the civilian names of the characters, so that when they release new characters, versions of that character, you can use the card or whatever with either version of the character. However, some of the cards they've been releasing, they've still stuck to the actual superhero name, purely because they don't want the other characters to have them. This gives me a bit of hope that we might actually soon get a new Wolverine, sooner than we think. I have no inside information on this. This is complete guesswork. But if we're to get a Weapon X program affiliation, if we were to get a new Wolverine, it would not surprise me if we obviously got a new, maybe an Old Man Logan or something, or just a Wolverine, new version of Wolverine, where he has the leadership ability for this new affiliation. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we get that. I would love to see a Weapon X affiliation. A lot of people said they're sort of building that within X-Force as an affiliation anyway, so it might just be that they stick to that. However, if that is the case, I feel a lot more negative about the rules on these cards than I do if they get their own affiliation that can help boost them a bit. Because I feel like if you try to play all these Wolverine characters just in X-Force, I don't think they're going to be great. You can have fun with them, of course you can. It's always a case if you can have fun with any character in the game. But if we're talking about reviewing these things and their rules and everything, I think you can easily target them with certain things and they've flushed them out the game pretty easily. So I'm hoping that we see something more from this as well. Alright then guys, that's it for the new character card leaks and review on them today, and the new tactics cards as well. We're quite lucky to get them too. Thanks so much for watching, as always, to the end of the videos, guys. Much love, especially today and nights like this when I'm knackered. I don't have to do the videos, but I do it because I appreciate you guys. I love the community. and I hope that you appreciate the videos as well. And if you do, make sure that you are, of course, subscribed to the channel, throw a like on the video, and of course leave those all important comments down below. Get chatting to me about everything in this video we've done today. And to lead us out, we'll do one from Wolverine, because to be honest there aren't that many quotes from the other two, so we'll go with the whole Weapon X theme. So Wolverine says, "Don't be what they made you." Nice short and simple one from Wolverine. Always kind of life lessons from our superheroes as well, right? Always good quotes coming from them. So thanks for watching as always, guys, and as always, happy wargaming. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure to check out all of our socials. If you want some quick reads on everything Marvel Crisis Protocol, you can go check out our friends over at Web Warrior Protocols. But for all your wargaming and of course Marvel Crisis Protocol needs, go over to Board in Brum for fantastic discount prices. All of these things, links can be found in the description below this video. Happy wargaming.